You're getting a restraining order." Jessica's voice echoed through the packed community center. 60 neighbors stared at me like I was a criminal. My face plastered on the screen behind her, 17 photos of me fishing. "This man refuses to respect our community. He thinks rules don't apply to him." People nodded. Some whispered. I stood alone at the back, outnumbered and publicly humiliated. She smiled, that venomous, victory smile. She thought she'd won. But I didn't argue, didn't defend myself. Instead, I walked to the front and pulled out a manila folder. Inside, documents that would detonate her entire world. Property deeds from 1951. Water rights certificates. Proof that the lake she'd been controlling for 3 years. I owned it. Every single inch. And she'd just committed fraud, embezzlement, and trespassing on MY property. Stay until the end. What happens in that courtroom will absolutely destroy you. Comment where you're watching from. I need to see how far this wild story reaches across the world. The morning sun bleeds gold across the water. Glass smooth. Perfect. I'm sitting on the old dock, my grandfather's dock, fishing line dancing lazy circles on the surface. The mountains rise up behind me, green and endless. Pine scent thick in the air. Birds calling. Water lapping wood. This is peace. This is home. This is mine. Then I hear them. Heels. Clicking fast on the gravel path. Angry rhythm. Getting closer. I don't turn around. Don't need to. I know that walk. What do you think you're doing? Jessica Brennan. HOA President. Mid-40s. Hot pink pantsuit, so bright it hurts. Matching blazer. Crisp white blouse. Hair pulled back tight. Face twisted with pure rage. She's standing on the dock now. 5 feet away. Invading my space. Invading my morning. I keep my eyes on the water. Fishing. This is private property. I finally look at her. Calm. Steady. I know. She laughs. Cold. Mocking. The kind of laugh that makes your skin crawl. HOA members only. You're not a member. She waves papers in my face. Official letterhead. Her fingers shake with anger. You're getting fined. $500. Effective immediately. My heart pounds. Adrenaline spikes. But I keep my voice level. I've been fishing here for 30 years. Not anymore, you're not. She steps closer. So close I can smell her perfume. Expensive. Suffocating. This dock? This lake? It belongs to US now. The HOA. We purchased it. We maintain it. We control it. The word control hangs in the air like poison. I stand up. Slowly. Where to I now? You can't stop me from fishing here. Her smile spreads. Vicious. Triumphant. Watch me. She shoves the fine notice into my chest. Paper crinkles against my shirt. You have 14 days to pay. After that, legal action. And trust me, I will make your life hell. She turns. Heels clicking away. Victoriously. Like she's already won. I watch her go. The papers crumple in my fist. $500 for fishing. On a dock my grandfather built with his own hands. On a lake I've known since childhood. On property she thinks she owns. But here's what Jessica Brennan doesn't know. What nobody in this perfect little HOA community knows. My grandfather didn't just build near this lake. He didn't just live here. He owned it. Every drop. Every fish. Every inch of lakebed. Purchased it in 1951. Filed the water rights. Recorded the deed. Legal and permanent. And that ownership? It never transferred. Never sold. Never changed hands. It passed to my father. And when Dad died 3 months ago, it passed to me. Jessica Brennan has been sending fines for using MY property, building docks on MY lakebed, charging fees for access to MY water. She's not the landlord here. She's the trespasser. I look down at the fine notice. $500. I should be furious. I should be scared. But instead, I smile. Because in my father's filing cabinet, sitting in my cabin right now, are documents that will blow Jessica's perfect little power trip into oblivion. I cast my line back into the water. The mountains watch. The lake waits. And the war? The war is just beginning. 3 months ago my father died. Heart attack. Quick. No warning. One day he's fine. Next day he's gone. Just like that. 52 years of memories erased in an instant. He left me everything. The cabin. The land. The view. This place where I grew up. Where I learned to be a man. I remember being 7 years old. Grandpa teaching me to fish off this exact dock. Feel the line, he'd say. Listen to the water. Patience wins. His calloused hands guiding mine. Cigarette smoke mixing with pine air. The mountains watching us like ancient guardians. Grandpa built this cabin in 1952, post-war era, when men still built things with their hands. Log by log, nail by nail. He picked this spot specifically. Highest point on the lake. Best view. Most private. He wanted peace. Isolation. A place where the world couldn't touch him. Back then, there was no HOA. No rules. No restrictions. Just families. Neighbors. People who helped each other. Borrowed tools. Shared fish. Respected boundaries without needing lawyers and legal documents. The community was small. Maybe 12 cabins total. Everyone knew everyone. Kids ran wild through the forest. Parents didn't worry. Life was simple. Good. Pure. Then the housing boom hit. 2010. Rich people discovered our hidden paradise. Started buying land. Building massive vacation homes. Glass walls. Steel beams. Modern architecture invading rustic wilderness. The old family sold out. One by one. Took the money. Left. Property values exploded. The lake became desirable. Exclusive. Worth millions. That's when Jessica Brennan arrived. 5 years ago. Bought the biggest house on the hill. 6,000 square feet. Floor-to-ceiling windows. 3-car garage. Infinity pool. The whole obscene package. Within 6 months, she called for HOA formation. We need standards, she said at the community meeting. Property values depend on order. Rules. Enforcement. People voted yes. Mostly newcomers. They didn't understand. Didn't care about history. About legacy. About what this place used to be. Jessica became president immediately. Ran unopposed. Started implementing regulations. Lawn height. Paint colors. Fence specifications. Noise ordinances. Garbage collection schedules. Everything controlled. Everything monitored. Most people grumbled. But paid. Complied. Easier than fighting. Then she got aggressive. Claimed the lake was communal property. Started charging access fees. $200 annually per household. For dock rights. For swimming. For fishing. My lake. Monetized. I ignored it at first. Dad was sick. I had bigger problems. But after he died, after I inherited this place, Jessica came after me personally. You're not an HOA member. You don't pay dues. You don't get access. That's when I started going through Dad's papers. Old boxes in the closet. Filing cabinets in the basement. Documents yellowed with age. And that's when I found it. The deed. The survey maps. The water rights documentation. My hands shook reading them. Because everything Jessica claimed, everything she'd built her little empire on, it was a lie. A complete fabrication. The lake wasn't communal. It wasn't public. It was mine. Legally. Permanently. Undeniably mine. Dad knew. He'd tried telling me before he died. Don't let them take what's ours. I thought he was being sentimental. Nostalgic. But he was being literal. He was giving me ammunition. Weapons. The tools to fight back. And now? Now I'm ready to use them. The fine notice sits on my kitchen table. Mocking me. $500. 14 days. Failure to comply will result in legal action and additional penalties. I should pay it. Move on. Pick my battles. That's what reasonable people do. But I'm not feeling reasonable. I'm feeling angry. Violated. Disrespected. So I keep fishing. Every morning. Dawn. Same dock. Same spot. Same routine. Jessica drives by sometimes. Slows down. Glares from her luxury SUV. Tinted windows. Leather interior. License plate says Prez 1. She doesn't wave. Just stares. Making sure I see her. Making sure I know she's watching. I wave. Big smile. Watch her jaw clench. She accelerates away. Gravel spraying. 3 days later, another certified letter arrives. Second violation notice. Another $500. Now I'm at $1,000. A week after that. Another one. Repeated violations of property access regulations. $1,500 total. This is your final warning before legal escalation. My neighbor Tom stops by one evening. Good guy. Retired Army. 60-something. Weathered face. Kind eyes. He's holding 2 beers. Offering peace. Or maybe sympathy. We sit on my porch. Watch the sun set over the mountains. Orange and purple bleeding across the sky. Man, Tom says carefully. You should just pay it. She's relentless. Like a pit bull. I sip my beer. Say nothing. Tom continues. Last year she went after the Hendersons. Over a fence. 6 inches too tall according to regulations. She took them to court. Buried them in legal fees. They went bankrupt. Had to sell. Move away. Lost everything. This is different, I finally say. Tom doesn't understand. Nobody does. Not yet. She's making you a target, he warns. Turning the community against you. Making an example. I know he's right. I can feel it. The cold shoulders at the grocery store. The silence at the gas station. People I've known for years avoiding eye contact. Jessica's poisoning the well. Painting me as the villain. The troublemaker. The guy who thinks rules don't apply. Then she makes her boldest move yet. Posts a notice on the community board. Physical and digital. Emergency HOA meeting. Mandatory attendance. Topic: trespassing and unauthorized lake access enforcement. She's calling me out. Publicly. Forcing a confrontation. Trying to humiliate me in front of everyone. The meeting's in 3 days. Tuesday night. 7 p.m. Community Center. Tom sees the notice. Shakes his head. Don't go. It's a trap. She's going to crucify you. But I'm going. Absolutely going. Because I've spent the last 2 weeks doing homework. Real homework. I drove to the county recorder's office. Pulled every document. Property deeds. Survey maps. Water rights filings. Chain of title going back 70 years. I made copies. Organized everything. Built an ironclad case. Then I called a lawyer. Mike Patterson. Small-town property attorney. He reviewed everything. Went silent for 10 full minutes. Then laughed. Actually laughed. She has no idea what's about to hit her. Jessica wants a public showdown. She's going to get one. But not the way she expects. I look out at the lake. My lake. The mountains standing guard. And I feel ready. Calm. Focused. Tuesday night can't come fast enough. The community center parking lot is packed. Cars everywhere. I arrive 10 minutes late. Strategic. Let them start without me. Let Jessica build her narrative. Set her trap. I walk in. The room goes silent. 50, maybe 60 people crammed into folding chairs. All eyes turn. Staring. Judging. Whispers ripple through the crowd like disease. Jessica stands at the front. Podium positioned like a throne. Laptop connected to a projector. Screen glowing behind her. She's wearing a cerise pink pantsuit tonight. Electric. Aggressive. Power dressing at its absolute finest. She spots me. Her smile spreads. Predatory. How wonderful. Our repeat offender decided to grace us with his presence. Polite laughter from her supporters. Mostly newcomers. People who've lived here less than 5 years. People who don't know history. Don't care about legacy. I stay standing in the back. Arms crossed. Silent. Jessica clicks to her slideshow. First image appears. Me. Fishing. Telephoto lens. Timestamp. Date. June 15th. 6:47 a.m. Another click. Another photo. June 18th. 6:32 a.m. Another. June 21st. 7:05 a.m. 17 photos total. All of me. All fishing. All documented. All presented like evidence of criminal activity. This man, Jessica says, voice dripping authority, has violated HOA regulations 17 times in 3 months. The number flashes on screen. Bold. Red. Damning. People gasp. Shake their heads. I watch them turn against me in real time. He refuses to pay fines. He shows zero respect for our community standards. He acts like rules simply don't apply to him. She pauses. Lets it sink in. Then continues. The dock he insists on using is private HOA property. Purchased and maintained by member dues. Paid for by US. He is not a member. He has no rights here. Murmurs of agreement. People nodding. Some shooting me dirty looks. Jessica builds momentum. I've tried reasoning with him. I've sent certified notices. I've followed proper procedure. But he continues. Deliberately. Defiantly. With complete disregard for this community. She's good. I'll give her that. Framing. Narrative control. Making herself the reasonable one. Making me the aggressor. Therefore, she announces, I'm proposing we file a formal restraining order. Ban him from all lake access. Permanently. And if he violates, we press criminal trespassing charges. The room erupts. Some people cheer. Others look uncomfortable. Tom catches my eye from 3 rows back. He looks worried. Scared for me. Jessica points directly at me. Finger like a weapon. Do you have anything to say for yourself? The room goes dead silent. Everyone waiting. Watching. Expecting me to crumble. Apologize. Beg for mercy. I step forward. Slowly. Deliberately. Let the tension build. Pull a manila folder from my jacket. Plain. Unassuming. containing documents that will detonate her entire world. Actually, Jessica, my voice is calm. Too calm. I do. And you're going to want to sit down for this. Her smile falters. Just slightly. She senses something. Danger. Uncertainty. But it's too late. The trap's already sprung. And she walked right into it. I walk to the front. Every eye follows me. Jessica doesn't move from the podium. Power play. Blocking my path. Trying to maintain control. I don't fight it. I address the room instead. In 1951, I begin, voice steady. My grandfather purchased 300 acres here. Paid $32,000. Cash. Built the first cabin on this lake. I open the folder. Pull out the first document. Hold it up. This is the original property deed. Recorded with the county. Filed October 7th, 1951. People lean forward. Squinting. Trying to see. It includes, and this is the important part, all water rights to the lake and underlying lakebed. Silence. Complete. Suffocating. You could hear a pin drop. Jessica's face goes pale. That's impossible. I keep going. Don't stop. Don't give her time to recover. In 1952, he commissioned a professional survey, establishing clear boundaries. The lake? Not public. Not communal. Privately owned. I hold up another document. Survey map. Faded but legible. Property lines clearly marked. This is that survey. Certified by the state surveyor's office. Filed with the county. Never contested. Never challenged. Never changed. I turn to Jessica now. Look her directly in the eyes. The HOA purchased land parcels around the lake. Residential lots. Houses. Driveways. You bought land. You did not buy the lake. Because the lake was never for sale. It was never yours to buy. The room shifts. People exchanging glances. Confused. Shocked. Trying to process. Jessica grabs the documents from my hands. Studies them with shaking fingers. Her lawyers taught her to look confident. But her eyes betray her. Fear. Panic. Realization. This doesn't mean anything, she stammers. Property law is complicated. Ownership changes. Time invalidates. Water rights don't expire. I interrupt. Calm. Factual. They transfer through inheritance. My grandfather to my father. My father to me. Unbroken chain of title. 73 years. I pull out another document. Hold it higher. This is the death certificate. My father. 3 months ago. And this? I pull out another paper. This is the inheritance documentation. Filed with probate court. The lake, the water rights, all legally transferred to me. The room explodes. Voices overlapping. Shock. Anger. Confusion. Some people standing. Others arguing. Tom's shaking his head. Smiling. He gets it now. Jessica tries to regain control. Everyone calm down. This is a manipulation. Old paperwork doesn't override current HOA jurisdiction. I turn to address the room again. You built docks on MY property. Without permission. Without easements. Without legal right. Technically, every single one of you is trespassing. On MY lakebed. Using MY water. Jessica's face goes crimson. You can't just. And Jessica? I turn back to her. Save the best for last. You've been collecting lake access fees for 3 years. $200 per household. That's approximately $12,000 annually. Collected for access to property you don't own. That's not administration. That's theft. Her mouth opens. Closes. No words come. I look around the room. So about those fines you keep sending me? About that restraining order you want to file? I think we need to renegotiate. All of it. The meeting dissolves into absolute chaos. And I walk out. Into the cool night air. Mountains watching. Lake waiting. Justice finally served. Jessica recovers faster than I expected. 10 minutes after I leave, she bursts through the community center doors. Heels clicking. Face twisted with rage. Those documents are meaningless. Old paperwork doesn't override current reality. We'll see you in court. She storms to her SUV. Engine roars to life. Tires screech. Gone. Inside, the meeting has collapsed into absolute chaos. People shouting. Arguing. Demanding answers. Tom texts me. You just nuked the HOA. It's beautiful. I drive home. Hands shaking on the steering wheel. Adrenaline crashing. I won the battle. But something tells me the war's just starting. That night I can't sleep. Every sound makes me jump. Every shadow looks suspicious. I keep replaying the meeting. Jessica's face. Her rage. Her humiliation. She's not the type to accept defeat. Not quietly. Morning brings confirmation. Certified letter. But not from the HOA. From Hillcrest Legal Group. Big law firm. 3 hours away in the city. Corporate. Expensive. Vicious. Cease and desist. My stomach drops reading it. They're representing the HOA now, demanding I immediately stop making fraudulent property claims, threatening criminal charges, harassment, defamation, slander. They're throwing everything at me, trying to bury me in legal language. Intimidation through vocabulary. Failure to comply will result in civil litigation and possible criminal prosecution. My hands shake. This isn't HOA dues anymore. This isn't Jessica playing lawyer. This is real. This is serious. This is corporate warfare. I call Mike Patterson, my small-town property attorney. Read him the letter. He's silent for a long time. Too long. They're mostly bluffing, he finally says. But they can make your life absolute hell with legal fees. Discovery. Depositions. Motions. They'll drag this out. Bleed you financially. That's the strategy. What do I do? Mike sighs. Heavy. Tired. We file a quiet title action. Force the court to officially determine ownership. Definitively. Permanently. But it'll cost you. Maybe $10,000. And it could take a year. Maybe longer. $10,000 I don't have. A year of legal hell. My savings are modest. I'm not rich. Can't afford prolonged warfare. Do I have a choice? I ask. You could back down. Apologize. Negotiate some kind of settlement. The word apologize makes my blood boil. Apologize for what? Owning property? Standing up for my rights? Protecting my family's legacy? File the quiet title action, I say. Do it today. Mike pauses. You're sure? This is going to get ugly. They'll fight dirty. I look out my window. The lake. Morning sun painting it gold. Mountains standing eternal. My grandfather's cabin. My father's grave marker just visible in the family plot on the hill. I'm sure, I say. File it. I hang up. Sit in the silence. And I realize something. Jessica doesn't want the lake. She wants control, power, dominance. And I just threatened all three. She's going to come at me with everything she has. And I need to be ready. Because this isn't about fishing anymore. This is about survival. This is about whether power or truth wins. And I'm betting everything on truth. Jessica doesn't wait for court. She goes guerrilla warfare. Scorched earth. Total destruction. First comes the harassment. Constant. Relentless. HOA members start driving by my cabin. Slow crawls. 20 miles per hour. Taking photos. Making notes. Recording everything. My truck. My dock. My movements. All documented. All filed away as evidence. Then my truck gets keyed. Deep scratches. Hood to trunk. HOA thief carved into the paint. Raw metal exposed. Hundreds of dollars in damage. I call the sheriff. He comes. Takes notes. Looks sympathetic but powerless. Probably kids, he says. Not meeting my eyes. His daughter's in the HOA. He won't investigate. Won't follow up. I'm alone in this. Next, Jessica weaponizes bureaucracy. Code enforcement shows up unannounced. Someone reported unpermitted structures. They want to inspect everything. My deck. My shed. My rebuilt dock. Every nail. Every board. Every support beam. I comply. Let them crawl over everything. They find nothing. Everything's legal. Built to code. Properly permitted decades ago. They leave disappointed. But the message is clear. They're watching. Always watching. The social isolation cuts deeper than any fine. People I've known for years won't look at me. The grocery store checkout girl used to chat about weather. Now, silence. Scanning items without eye contact. The guy at the hardware store used to give me contractor discounts. Now charges full price. Cold. Transactional. Jessica's poisoned every relationship I have. Made me a pariah. The villain in her carefully constructed narrative. Tom still visits. But even he seems nervous. Checking over his shoulder. People are talking, he says one evening. Beer in hand. Voice low. Saying you're going to drain the lake. Charge access fees. Build some private resort. Kick everyone out. Lies. Complete fabrications. But effective. Jessica's planted seeds. Let fear and rumor do the rest. Now half the community thinks I'm the tyrant. The land baron. The evil property owner coming to destroy their paradise. Then comes the breaking point. I wake up one morning to sounds. Splashing. Cracking wood. I run outside. Dawn light barely breaking. And I see it. My dock. Destroyed. Sawed apart. Planks floating in the water like corpses. Ropes cut clean through. Support posts hacked at the base. And my grandfather's chair, the one he sat in for 30 years, thrown in the lake. Sinking. Disappearing into dark water. I stand there, barefoot on wet grass. Shaking. Not from cold. From pure rage. This is beyond legal battles. Beyond property disputes. This is personal. Vicious. Deliberately cruel. They're not fighting for rights anymore. They're fighting to break me. To make me leave. To erase me from this place. I wade into the water. Retrieve the chair. It's heavy. Waterlogged. But salvageable. I carry it back to shore. Set it on the grass. And I make a decision. No more defense. No more reaction. It's time to go on offense. Time to dig up every dirty secret Jessica's been hiding. Time to fight fire with napalm. I stop reacting. Start investigating. If Jessica wants war, I'll bring intelligence. Strategy. Precision strikes where she's most vulnerable. I start with public records. County courthouse. Dusty filing cabinets. Microfiche machines. I request everything. HOA formation documents. Meeting minutes. Financial disclosures. Board election results. Property transfer records. Tax filings. Everything public. Everything legal. Everything she never thought anyone would check. What I find makes my blood pressure spike. The HOA never legally purchased lake access. They never bought water rights. They assumed ownership after the previous property owner died intestate. No title search. No transfer deed. Just claimed it. Filed paperwork saying communal property. And everyone accepted it. No questions asked. But there's more. Much more. The HOA financial records are a disaster. Income versus expenses don't match. Jessica's been collecting lake maintenance fees for 3 years. $200 per household. 60 households. That's $12,000 annually. $36,000 total. But maintenance expenses? Maybe $4,000 recorded. New dock hardware. Some landscaping. Basic upkeep. Where's the other $32,000? I cross-reference dates. Check payee names. Then I find it. Payments to Brennan Consulting LLC. Jessica's personal company. $500 here. $1,000 there. Small enough to avoid scrutiny. Large enough to add up. She's been funneling HOA money to herself. Embezzlement. Plain and simple. Disguised as administrative consulting fees. I make copies of everything. Organize it. Build a timeline. Document the theft. Then I do something desperate. Hire a private investigator. Sarah Mitchell, former detective, left the force on bad terms, but kept her skills sharp. She charges $1,500 I can barely afford. But she's worth every penny. Follow Jessica Brennan. I tell her. Document everything. Where she goes. Who she meets. What she does. Sarah works for 2 weeks. Telephoto lenses. Surveillance equipment. GPS tracking on public roads. All legal. All admissible. What she discovers is explosive. Jessica's taking business trips to the city. Twice a week. Expensive hotels. The Grand Cascade. $400 a night. High-end restaurants. Morton Steakhouse. Receipts showing $300 dinners. All charged to HOA accounts. Listed as board development and legal consultations. But Sarah photographs something else. Jessica meeting with a man. Multiple times. Same man. Different locations. Intense conversations. Documents exchanged. Sarah identifies him. Marcus Reeves. Commercial real estate developer. Specializes in resort properties. Luxury destinations. Sarah gets photos of their meeting at an upscale cafe. Papers spread across the table. Lake maps. Development proposals. Financial projections. Jessica's animated. Excited. Selling something. She's not protecting the lake. She's selling it. Selling access rights she doesn't even own. To a resort developer. For millions. The whole Community Protection Act? Smokescreen. She wants to flip this property. Get rich. Cash out. Leave everyone else holding the bag. I review Sarah's full report. Hands trembling. Photos. Receipts. Timeline. Bank records showing payments from Reeves to Brennan Consulting. $50,000. Labeled consultation fee. Down payment on a deal that hasn't happened yet. A deal she can't legally make. I have everything now. Financial crimes. Fraud. Breach of fiduciary duty. Criminal intent. This isn't just winning the lake. This is destroying her completely. And she has no idea what's coming. 6 months crawl by. Legal motions. Discovery. Depositions. Mike files the quiet title action. Jessica's lawyers fight every step. Delays. Objections. Procedural games. Trying to drain my bank account through attrition. It almost works. I'm down to $300 in savings. Eating ramen. Skipping meals. But I don't quit. Can't quit. Finally. Court date. Small county courthouse. Wood paneling dark with age. High ceilings. American flag in the corner. Rows of wooden benches. Smells like old books and floor polish. I sit with Mike at the plaintiff's table. Across the aisle, Jessica and her legal team. 3 lawyers. Expensive suits. Leather briefcases. Combined hourly rate probably $500. They exude confidence. Money. Power. Judge Henderson presides. Mid-60s. Silver hair. Known for being fair but no nonsense. Doesn't tolerate games. Jessica's lead attorney stands first. Designer glasses. Slick back hair. Voice smooth as silk. Your Honor, this claim is frivolous. The HOA has maintained de facto ownership of the lake for 5 years. Adverse possession clearly applies. Mike interrupts. Sharp. Precise. Adverse possession requires 20 years of continuous, exclusive, hostile use. The HOA was formed 5 years ago. The math doesn't work. The lawyer pivots without missing a beat. Regardless, Your Honor, the plaintiff's documents are 70 years old. Property law evolves. The community relies on lake access. Removing that access would cause irreparable harm. Irreparable harm. Mike's voice rises. Controlled anger. The community built docks on property they don't own. That's not a legal defense. That's trespassing. Back and forth. An hour of legal jousting. Technical arguments. Precedent citations. Property law minutiae. Then Judge Henderson looks directly at me. Mr. Walker, why does this matter so much to you? Why not just negotiate some arrangement? I stand. Heart hammering. This is it. Your Honor, this lake is my family's legacy. My grandfather protected it. Preserved it. Kept it natural. Wild. That was his gift to this community. Not commercialization. Not development. Just protection. I pull out Sarah's investigative report. Walk it to the bench. And the HOA president? She's not protecting anything. She's been embezzling HOA funds. Meeting secretly with commercial developers. Trying to sell access rights to MY property for personal profit. The courtroom erupts. Gasps. Shouting. Jessica's face goes crimson. Her lawyers jump up. Objection. Your Honor, this is completely inappropriate. These allegations are unsubstantiated. Judge Henderson slams his gavel. Order. He takes the report. Reads silently. His expression darkens with every page. Finally looks up. I'm referring these financial irregularities to the district attorney. Immediately, Jessica stands. Your Honor, I can explain. Sit down, Ms. Brennan. His voice is ice. You'll have plenty of opportunity to explain. To prosecutors. He looks at me. At Mike. I'll issue my ruling on the quiet title action within 30 days. This court is adjourned. We walk out. Sunlight blinding after the dim courtroom. Mike claps my shoulder. We won. I can feel it. I just nod. Can't speak. 3 years of weight lifting off my chest. Justice. Finally. Real justice. 3 weeks feel like 3 years. Waiting. Every day checking mail. Refreshing email. Calling Mike for updates. Court rulings take time, he keeps saying. But patience has never been my strength. Then finally, Mike calls. Morning. 8 a.m. I'm on the dock. Fishing. Same routine. Same spot. We won. Those 2 words. 2 syllables. Everything changes. My knees buckle. I sit hard on the weathered wood. Say that again. We won. Total victory. Judge affirmed your ownership of the entire lake and lakebed. All water rights. All access rights. Everything. I can't speak. Throat closes. Eyes burn. 3 years of fighting. Humiliation. Isolation. Bankruptcy. And it's over. I won. What about the HOA? I finally manage. Ordered to remove all unauthorized structures within 60 days. That's every dock. Every buoy. Every rope. Everything. Unless, Mike pauses. Unless they negotiate access rights with you. Power. Complete power. I could kick everyone out. Charge fees. Become exactly what Jessica accused me of being. But that's not who I am. That's not what Grandpa wanted. And Jessica? Judge referred her financial crimes to the DA. Criminal investigation opened. She's done. Within 48 hours, Jessica resigns as HOA president. Effective immediately. No explanation. No farewell speech. Just gone. Quiet. Humiliated. Destroyed. The HOA requests emergency financial audit. Outside firm. Independent review. They discover everything. Embezzlement. Fraudulent billing. Personal expenses charged to HOA accounts. $38,000 missing. Members demand restitution. Threaten lawsuits. Jessica's name becomes poison. Then the developer story breaks. Local newspaper runs front page. HOA president attempted illegal lake sale. Details about secret meetings. Development proposals. $50,000 payments. How she tried selling property she didn't own. Defrauding both the HOA and the developer. Double fraud. People who ignored me, avoided me. Now they're apologizing. Stopping by. Bringing casseroles. We didn't know. We were misled. Can you forgive us? Tom brings a six-pack. We sit on my porch. Watch sunset, paint the mountains purple and gold. You were right all along, he says. Stood your ground when everyone said quit. I nod. Don't gloat. Don't celebrate. That's not what this was about. The new HOA president, Robert, retired accountant, decent guy, requests a meeting. Comes to my cabin. Hat in hand. Humble. We'd like to negotiate lake access. For the community. What would it take? I've thought about this. A lot. Late nights. Staring at the ceiling. What would Grandpa want? What honors his legacy? Free access for everyone. I say, no fees. No restrictions. Keep it natural. No development. No commercialization. Robert looks shocked. That's incredibly generous. But, I continue. The HOA establishes an environmental protection fund. $10,000 annually. Water quality testing. Habitat preservation. Education programs. Protect what we have. Done, Robert says immediately. Absolutely done. We shake hands. Draw up legal easements. Mike drafts ironclad documents. The lake remains mine. But the community has permanent access. As long as they respect it. Protect it. Honor it. Jessica's house goes up for sale. Motivated seller. Price drops twice. I hear she's moving out of state. New name. New life. Running from the wreckage she created. And I feel nothing. Not triumph. Not vindication. Just relief. It's over. Finally over. Justice comes in quiet waves now. Not dramatic. Just inevitable. Consequences catching up to choices. Jessica's criminal trial starts 4 months later. The DA files multiple charges. Embezzlement. Wire fraud. Breach of fiduciary duty. Theft by conversion. Each charge carries years of potential prison time. I don't attend the trial. Don't need to. The evidence speaks for itself. Financial records. Bank statements. Witness testimony. Sarah's photographs. Everything documented. Irrefutable. The jury deliberates 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. Sentencing comes 2 weeks later. 18 months in county jail. 5 years probation. Full restitution to HOA. $72,000 including penalties and legal fees. Her savings evaporate. Her reputation destroyed. Her name synonymous with corruption. I hear about it through Tom. Feel nothing. No satisfaction. No joy. Just sadness that it came to this. That someone chose greed over community. Power over integrity. Meanwhile, the lake transforms. The Environmental Protection Fund works. We hire a conservation biologist. Test water quality monthly. pH levels. Bacteria counts. Oxygen saturation. Everything healthy. Thriving. We install educational signs. Native species identification. Ecosystem preservation. Proper fishing techniques. Kids actually read them. Actually learn. Tom organizes a community cleanup. 60 people show up. Families. Kids. Seniors. We clear trash. Remove invasive plants. Restore shoreline habitat. People work together. Laugh together. No hierarchy. No power games. Just neighbors. The way it used to be. The way Grandpa remembered. I rebuild the dock. Bigger. Stronger. Accessible design. Space for wheelchairs. Room for multiple families. And I install a bronze plaque. Center position. Permanent. Robert and James Memorial Dock. Protectors of the lake. 1951 to 2024. Grandpa and Dad. Together. Remembered. Their legacy secured. One morning a young couple stops by. Early 20s. Just moved to the area. Are you the guy who saved the lake? She asks. Eyes wide. Respectful. I shrug. Just protected what was mine. Can you tell us what happened? he asks. We keep hearing stories. Want to know the truth. So I tell them. Shortened version. The fight. The documents. The court battle. Jessica's crimes. The resolution. They listen. Fascinated. Inspired. That's incredible, she says. You stood up to everyone. Alone. Against all that pressure. I shake my head. Wasn't about standing up. Was about standing firm. Knowing what's right. Not letting power trump truth. They thank me. Walk away holding hands. And I realize something. This story matters. Not for me. For them. For everyone who feels powerless against authority. Against corruption. Against systems designed to crush individuals. I proved something. One person can make a difference. One person armed with truth and determination can defeat money, power, institutional pressure, can protect what matters, can restore justice. The lake sparkles in morning sun, birds diving, fish jumping, mountains eternal, and I feel Dad here, Grandpa here, proud, satisfied, legacy preserved, mission accomplished. Tom joins me, 2 fishing rods, 2 beers, peaceful morning. You know what the best part is? He says. What? Property values actually went up after Jessica left. Turns out people want protected nature, not commercial resorts. You saved everyone's investment, while saving the lake. I smile, cast my line, watch it arc through clear air, splash into pristine water, and everything feels right. Finally, completely, permanently right. 6 months pass. Seasons change. Fall bleeds into winter. Snow dusts the mountains. Lake freezes at the edges. Then spring returns. Ice melts. Green returns. Life continues. Cycles eternal. The lake thrives. Water quality tests come back perfect. Fish populations explode. We're catching bass bigger than anyone's seen in 20 years. Trout returning to spawning grounds. Bald eagles nest in the tallest pines. 3 breeding pairs. Rangers say it's remarkable. A conservation success story. The community transformed too. New HOA leadership operates transparently. Budget meetings open to everyone. Financial statements posted online. No secrets. No hidden agendas. Real democracy. Real accountability. People actually participate now. Engaged. Invested. Protective of what we've built together. I built a new dock last month. Not just for me. For everyone. 20 feet longer. Wider. Benches installed. Accessible ramps. Universal design. Room for wheelchairs. Strollers. Families. Community space. The bronze plaque gleams in the center. Dad and Grandpa's names catching sunlight. People stop. Read it. Ask questions. I tell stories. Keep memory alive. One afternoon I'm sitting there, coffee in hand, watching sunset paint everything gold and orange. Peaceful. Complete. A teenager approaches. Maybe 16. Nervous. Mr. Walker? I'm doing a school project. About local heroes. Can I interview you? Heroes. The word makes me uncomfortable. I'm not a hero. Just protected what was mine. But you stood up to corruption, she says. Earnest. Intense. You fought the system. 1. That inspires people. We talk for an hour. I tell her everything. The documents. The investigation. The court battle. The resolution. She records it all. Takes notes. Eyes shining with admiration I don't deserve. What's the lesson? She finally asks. What should people learn from this? I think carefully. Choose words precisely. Truth matters more than power. Documents matter more than authority. And one person, standing firm on solid ground, can move mountains. If they refuse to quit. She smiles. Thanks me. Walks away energized. And I realize this story isn't ending. It's multiplying. Spreading. Inspiring others to stand firm. Fight back. Protect what matters. Tom joins me for evening fishing. Our routine now. Brotherhood forged through crisis. You ever regret it? He asks. All the pain. The isolation. The cost. I look at the lake. Mountains standing guard. Eagles circling. Fish jumping. Community thriving. Not for a second. We fish in comfortable silence. The sun sets. Stars emerge. The lake reflects infinity. And I feel complete. Purpose fulfilled. Legacy secured. This place will be here long after I'm gone. Protected. Preserved. Wild. Natural. Exactly as Grandpa intended. That's worth everything I endured. Every fine. Every threat. Every sleepless night. Because some things are worth fighting for. Some legacies are worth protecting. Some battles are worth winning. Not for yourself. For everyone who comes after. The lake is safe. The community is whole. Justice prevailed. And I'm finally at peace. If this story moved you, hit that like button. And drop a comment telling me what you'd fight for, what's worth standing your ground over. Your stories matter. Your courage matters. Share them below. Let's build a community of people who refuse to back down when they're right. See you in the next one.